Nice. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It is episode 2, and today we have a special guest with us. It is Bus from the First Delaware. Hi, Bus.
Hello. Previous 14th Brooklyn member, Prime Edition, Apollo Edition.
Yep, he new pixelated Apollo.
Yeah. Yeah, me and him best friends. We go way back. I've known him since I was 0. Great guy.
Oh, look at us, Red. We've already got Celebrity Pool 1 episode in. And
I know, yeah.
We're fucking
I'll try,
it.
I'll hit him up. My DM I DM him one time every year, and I send him a meme of the 14th Brooklyn, and he responds to me.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll try and get him on the podcast. I'll be like, hey, and then he just won't respond.
Yeah, we'll talk about Hudson Brigade.
Yeah, we'll talk about Hudson Brigade. We'll talk about Burnside's right wing. That was an even better one.
That was, yeah.
And that formed into TNA. And yeah, so I'm Bus.
Yeah, that's Bus. We've got Prattley back for week number 2. Hello, Prattley.
Ahoy. Yes, it's me. I'm still here. Red can't get rid of me.
Not yet. Soon. And then there's myself. So today on our agenda for things to talk about, we've got Blake is number 1 on the agenda. We have War of Rights stuff as usual. We've got War of Rights drama and tier lists. Those are fun. And then we have I think LaBelle is doing an embargo against Campfire Games. We can talk about that for a little bit. And I think after that we'll just go with wherever things naturally go, wherever that might be. So. Oh, and there's a new public build for War of Rights, and we can talk about that a little bit. Lots of War of Rights for this episode. Lots of juicy tidbits of information have come out this past week. So let's go right into it. Let's start strong with LaBelle and Campfire Games. So what is going on there? I don't
know if it's just him. It's not just him. There's a coalition forming to change War of Rights.
Okay.
And all the reviews are always like really good of War of Rights. So it's like everybody giving their real opinions of War of Rights and then downvoting it on the thing. So I don't know how you heard about this. I thought this was like a secret thing.
I mean, LaBelle went on a fucking rant in the War of Rights community.
Okay.
He went off in there. Like I tried to read back through all of it, but honestly, it was like a full day of messages of him being like, this game sucks. Like, we need to make changes. The devs don't give us anything we want. Like, everything about it is bad. I'm just going to switch to BCOFF once.
I joined in on the coalition, so I'm trying to see what I changed my review to last night at like 3 a.m. View your review. I said, I love this game, but the devs don't care well enough. We need more content updates from the devs and better communication. What do you know? The next day, we get the public test branch release.
Isn't that funny?
But the public test branch release is like so unfinished.
Oh my
it's
God.
so not ready.
Have you played it yet?
Oh no, I downloaded. Once again, I think it's funny that the test branches are always just re-downloading the entire fucking game every single time. But reading through what they released about it, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 new things. But how many of that is actually like relevant new things, like things that we can actually like use or whatever? I think like 2, and that's the cinematic victory screens. Let's get a round of applause for Campfire Games. Cinematic victory screens. That's pretty cool. Broken battle replay. That's cool. And 14 new battle flags. Can't wait to see those.
Yeah, that's gonna be so great.
I mean, we don't even need new battle flags. Ninth Court already has all the flags in the game.
Exactly.
Why are they putting new ones in at this point?
they have the replacement for historic mode, obviously, which is the history screens where they tell you about the history before. And I can't wait for that to be the new historical mode.
Oh man, I know.
They see we made a historical mode in the game, guys.
See, yeah, they told us about it. They also removed all the all the artillery.
They removed the artillery.
There's no artillery anymore.
What?
Did they mean to do that, or was it an accident?
Yeah, it was on purpose. They're reworking physics for arty, so all of the artillery pieces in the game have been removed. Nothing, no arty pieces anymore.
So unlike last time, there was a test branch.
We expect arty to be testable within a few weeks, so we're restarting.
Yeah,
where we were.
Last time when we had a test branch, it was to like try out Artie for the first time. This time, there's no reason to go into it because it's just the game how it used to be, except with more bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're resetting War of Rights back a year, which is even better.
They're pulling a Blizzard and just doing War of Rights Classic.
Well, we'll be now. We're gonna be what, like 20 years away from full release instead of 15. So that's good. I'm glad that I'll be 40 when this game gets actually released. That'll be really nice.
Yeah, I think my kids one day are gonna be able to play it, and it'll still be in like the V9 or something. You know what I mean? Like just before 1.0. Yeah, exactly.
I'm hyped to have like absolute command authority over my kids in game as well as in real life.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I'm having kids, is so that they can play Warframe.
Yeah,
we can indoctrinate them.
Well, I'm trying to have at least like 15 kids, so I can get 15 solid actives. I'll have to buy about 15 tier pieces.
I mean, recruiting is important. I mean,
exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna, my kids, they don't have to recruit if they want to, but they're gonna have to come to every single fucking
single one. Yeah,
every single event. Because if they don't, then, dude, I'm not gonna like love them. I'm probably just gonna hate them for the rest of my life.
It's like the "Are you winning, son?" meme. You're like just walking around between their rooms, like, "You winning? You winning? You're in breaking, unacceptable."
Yeah, well, dude, I'm gonna beat the crap out of them if they are on breaking. On like, say they're like playing. Oh, dude, if they ever drop first as the attacker, unless it's Hatch's attack, I'm gonna be so upset.
Or Otto and Sherrick. You can get away with it on Otto and Sherrick.
Really?
Really? I mean, you can win by doing
that.
You just go uber
aggressive
fine. And you still win because you just run 10 feet back from the house.
If you're the CSA, just hide behind the white barn and the back and then just don't play the whole game.
Oh my god.
It's my favorite tactic.
It was so annoying.
We played you like 6 fucking times during March, and every fucking time I knew as soon as you were defending, I was like, okay, it's USA Second Corps. They're just gonna fucking hide somewhere. Like by the last time we played, I was overruling, and I was like, guys, we're not even going to try and do anything. We're immediately going to cap point because they're just not going to play the game otherwise.
That's a good strat to do against us. Because my immediate thought on all defensive maps is to just leave. You're like, all right, guys, unless it's Pry House, or what's the one map? Unless it's Pry House or Anderson's, I'm just like, all right, everybody just sit back in an area where we can just volley from really far away and then do nothing the whole game.
That's the move.
I try and do that as overall, and then I've got Red fucking going, hey, I'm just gonna pull a gamer move and just come out of this nice cozy hiding spot and get myself killed.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what, that used to happen sometimes, and it just doesn't happen anymore. Where people will like be like, can I go out and attack real quick? I'm like, no, you can't. No, don't do that. You can't do that.
We do junior officer nights on Friday. We have like NCOs and stuff lead. I was overruling for one of these a couple weeks ago, and we had Susan, who Susan's been around for fucking ever in New York.
Oh yeah.
But is a corporal in B right now, and he was leading, and we're on Cooks. We're fucking defending on Cooks. And, you know, Cooks is like the mother of we have to be cautious. Like, you can't do shit on Cooks. Every 30 seconds, Susan goes to me, hey, can I get a little bit aggressive? I'm like, Susan, no, you can't get aggressive. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to run out here quickly and charge this group out. I'm like, don't do that. You're going to get us down. Like, stop it.
I think Susan's been in it for a while. I don't know.
Susan,
I think I've been in Ninth Corps longer than Prattley has.
I'm coming up to I think today or tomorrow is my 1 year actually.
Hey, happy 1 year. Wow.
I take it back. Yeah, happy 1 year, but I take it back because I think I've left the Ninth Corps server multiple times now. I've left the Ninth Corps server maybe like 8 times. All because I was really angry because someone threatened to ban me because I said something controversial or like drew something. uh, so I left the server, and I think the last time I left the server was like January. So I take it back. You've been in ninth corps longer than me, so
Yes.
Oh, I've got you both beat. Let's go.
But Cooks is my favorite map next to Nico, just because it's so stupidly hard.
I do like defending on Cooks. Like there's nothing quite like winning defending on Cooks because it's just such a fucking
I
like
had nothing else
it
in my
happens
life.
so rarely.
Yeah, I'm a complete loser. So when I win on Cooks, it's just like, I accomplished something. So I'm just like screaming. I'm sitting here screaming on my piece. Yeah, we got it, guys. Rivalries, we did it. And then
oh shit, my 1 year was 3 days ago actually.
Oh wow,
it happened. Yeah.
Wow, happy post 1 year anniversary.
Yeah,
thanks, baby.
The first Delaware 1 year anniversary is coming up next week on next Friday.
Are we invited?
You can come if you want. I don't really care.
No.
I was gonna like announce it. I was gonna message you if you want to bring some guys or whatever, because you guys have an event on Fridays at 8 p.m. EST.
Yeah, it's a junior night. Yeah.
So I was thinking about like what I want to do for my speech, and I was just like, maybe I just want to like go like, and then be like happy 1 year, and then leave, and then be like, all right, that was the 1 year.
That'd be perfect.
The CSA second corps post like event 1 year or like whatever it's 4 year anniversary like ceremony was like 2 fucking hours.
Oh my god.
Like I went in there with a bunch of guys and like I sat in there for as long as I could and I was like, oh my god, it's just going and going and going.
Me and Piley just started stabbing each other. We just started stabbing each other right above Piletti and all of them talking. We're just shitting around up on the top. Yanni, he stayed there for the full like 3.5 fucking hours. Like a 2 hour separate parade after an already like 2 hour long event. And he was there for the entire time.
I remember I went to one as like a rep for like 14th Brooklyn, and they had this ceremony. Maybe it was an anniversary. Maybe it was something else, but they were having some sort of like ceremony, and they were all just sitting in front of this house, and Pilates like on the white Confederate house or whatever, just like he's just speaking for like an hour. And I was like, dude, fuck this, I'm leaving. I just like I was sitting on my phone the whole time and on Snapchat or whatever and not paying attention whatsoever, but there was so many people there all just standing in formation. I don't know where all their people come from. I don't know. They say they're like they come to an event, they're like, oh, we'll probably bring about 50 people to 60 people. I'm like, all right, 270. Pilot is like, yeah, we got latecomers that always come in, you know, man. It's
like yeah, and anytime they give a number, you know it's going to be 15 higher than what they
say. He's like, oh, probably have about 50 to 60, you know, man. I was like, all right, so 70.
Yeah, it's never 50. It's if he says never. 50, it's complete bullshit.
No, it's never. The only time it is 50 is sometimes on Mondays, because Mondays is all of our lowest days. So it's my highest. It's Delaware's highest, but it's Union 2 Corps' lowest.
I think it's one of our highest too, actually. Right?
It used to be one of our highest, but then we started doing TAC review instead because fucking no one else from the community was going and we couldn't get exact.
Dude, yeah, it was literally just like 3 big regiments. So it was like someone got stuck with like
it was like
30.
It was like the 3rd week in a row where we've been fighting like 8 small units to try and put together numbers, and we're like, nah, this is kind of
So Mondays are now just it's Preacher, it's Union 2 Corps, some small regiment, and CSA 2 Corps that fight each other every Monday now, and it's just our junior officer night. So I don't show up half the time, and then it's CSA 2 Corps, and we're just getting like our asses rocked. Like dude, I should have canceled last Monday. I'm pretty sure we lost on fucking downtown, and I was like, how the fuck did you guys lose on downtown? And it's not as bad as if we had a Harper's Ferry loss. We had a river crossing loss.
As Union?
Oh my god.
As Union.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
you just gotta retire anyone who led that
shut
night.
up, dude. I wasn't there. It's a grand campaign. It's all EU. It's a completely different crowd. We don't even have 20th New York. PB would not like let go, so I came back. I'm coming today too. PB was just like, "No, we beat him on river crossing."
Dude, PB is so annoying. Oh my god.
Dude, I could So PB, I've said this before, and I'll say it on the podcast. I don't care. Pickett's brigade brings 25 dudes. You call yourself a brigade and you bring 25 guys. I'm not one to like make fun of people's numbers, but if they're talking shit on Union 2 Corps,
yeah.
you bring 25 guys, you call yourself a brigade. Don't call yourself a brigade, Mr. 20,000 captains. All right.
That's why I said my fucking tier list, dude. I said they're not even like worthwhile enough to call as like individual units, because like there's like what? There's like 4 or 5 of them. They're all like 3 dudes each.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's like, what do you? They're like, we play TNA every week. I like to fight TNA, and I'm like, well, why don't you fight anybody else?
Do they do any normal events? Do they only do like raid campaigns?
I've never seen them outside of Grand Campaign. I remember the one time we played them in 19th Indiana's initial formation. They just sucked.
Dude, they would come to like the normal NA events like just before Christmas. But what kept happening is like every team they were on, they would just lose. They were like a bad luck charm. Every time they'd be on the team, that team would just do ass. And I remember like we had them on our team for one event, and we got our asses handed to us. It was just like we had like 130 out of lines, and then like it was just crazy. And then we played with First Maryland, same maps, same opponents, and we like 2-0'd. And so we just came to the conclusion, we're like, dude, PB is just, you know.
Well, okay, I'll say these 2 things. I don't think any PB people listen to the show, and I don't care if they do or not.
Yeah, we're really doubling down on getting ourselves in shit. Like tier list caused some drama. Let's fucking double down on it. Who are the worst units
PB.
in the game?
There we go,
man. This is the War of Rights podcast, man.
Exactly.
So there are 2 people I will shout out that I like in PB. There's no one that I particularly dislike other than Blizzard. But Phantom and Braden. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, those guys are cool.
Yeah, Phantom's got really funny memes. He's one of the only PB guys that understands that everyone in the 1st Delaware or Union 2nd Corps in the Grand Campaign chat that posts memes about like winning and stuff is obviously joking because we have constantly lost in Grand Campaign.
When is the last time a US unit actually won in Grand Campaign?
We won last week, dude.
Wow.
I was so
congratulations.
I came back.
That's a big milestone.
I know, right, dude? I know. The Union went 2-2 last week for battles, and I was like, I am so proud. It's because I came back, honestly.
See, I used to go to all the EU events, and honestly, like a couple months ago, I just kind of stopped because I was like, this just kind of isn't fun. Like the CSA units actually coordinate together and like play like decently enough, and the US units just won't fucking listen to each other in the slightest, just run off in different directions. I'm like, yeah, your unit of 5 guys attacking on the right flank is just gonna get wiped, and they're not gonna kill anyone.
The EU unit is just so disorganized.
Yeah, EU side Union. There's a big difference between EU and NA War of Rights.
Oh, huge.
And I was talking about this with some people last night, especially with like BCOFF, is like the EU side, they run War of Rights really differently. And when they get into BCOFF, they're going to be dictating that. So we got to make sure to get a big NA group in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going in specifically to get big dick energy so we can run how War of Rights or how BCOFF events are ran. Because like their play style in War of Rights is a lot different.
Yeah.
They always play like with some stupid rules. They always have to make sure to have some sort of gentleman rules in place. Dude, you don't play fucking Pry House against us before as CSA. We just spawn kill. That's the thing. We like as soon as we spawn in, we just start shooting the shit out of people. And people have rage quit before. But I'm like, we never established a rule to not spawn kill.
Oh my god!
It's like everything's fucking fair. Just spawn and run off. Like, don't
it's a
stand
video
in the
game.
fucking spawn.
It's a video. Or do what we did against you guys on Sunday and just rush the point and then make a terrible mistake and lose the game because no one listened to Bus. But I like so EU generally. I'm not going to say this for everybody because there's a lot of good EU units, but EU on a general spectrum is generally not as good at the game normally playing the normal game as the NA groups are, and that's not it's strictly because they play a lot of events with weird rules, and the ones that are regular, like the Sunday EU events, like the regular events, there's only a couple regiments that show up to it. It's like IL and a couple of other guys.
You know what sucks as well about the Sunday events? I have never in NA seen as many bad map choices as on the Sunday EU events. I swear to God, every other week, Hooker's Push is chosen. I'm like, who the fuck is choosing Hooker's Push? Like, it's the worst map in the game. You just run for 20 fucking minutes. You barely actually fight. Shit. When the Union gets up there, you die within 30 fucking seconds because their artillery has perfect view of you and you've got no cover to move whatsoever. Like, it's an awful map, and the CSA just choose it because they are going to win every single time.
I understand completely, because I'm just like, so we play these 2 p.m. historical events with like 4th New Jersey and all.
Oh, those are fun. Those are fun.
Those were fun when I could show up to them, but I work during those times, so I can't show up to them. But Everett, one of my captains, gets so pissed off every time because they are the worst map choices in the world. So it's a line battle, right? It'll be like Nicodemus Hill and Burnside Bridge.
Ooh,
like the map choices. And it's based
on a line battle?
Yeah, it's based on casualties for the most part. And it's just like, dude, the Union's gonna lose every time.
Yeah, do they use Artie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked. That's fucked.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, on Nicodemus, there's literally not a single place the Union goes where they can't get hit by Artie.
Like, bro, I mean, other than you can go behind the shed on the straight fence, but that's about it. But you're still getting shot in the side.
Yeah, you still pass them. You know what I mean?
But it's like, I just don't get who chooses the maps, and Everett's just like, the map choices are just the stupidest thing in the world every single time.
So like, don't change, don't pick the maps.
It's like what I've worked out for like event coord. Like, you just got to get in, swing your dick around, make sure you get what you want, and then get out of there as quickly as possible. Because otherwise, it's all gonna get fucked.
Yeah, I just go in there and whatever Clink puts me in on Sundays, I'm okay with. I just let Clink take care of it now. He just puts us somewhere. And
Speaking of Clink. He was one of the people that messaged me over the tier list shit. Ninth Corps has been challenged by AP to battle for our individual honor over the tier list because I ranked them like C tier or some shit. So that's gonna be fun to do. Clink was a good sport about it.
You do that tonight?
Yeah.
Are they big enough to face you guys?
AP overall?
Well, they've got 32nd Ohio as part of them now.
That's like 12.
That's still not big enough. That's 12, like 15? 12 dudes. Yeah.
They 20th May packs like 20, 25.
Yeah,
so,
I mean they had like 30 guys when we played with them last.
Yeah,
time.
you're like low night
server between us.
Yeah, so I mean, like I think we could probably balance it out honestly, like a 1v1 with AP and us.
Outnumber him by 10 if you like.
Remember when we 1v1 First Texas like a few months ago, and they were like, you're only allowed to bring 40 guys. God. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're gonna bring how many guys?
When they got smashed by you guys, they were talking so much shit.
They were so tight.
They got fucking O2.
That felt so good. That felt so good. Beating them felt so nice because I know damn well that they were talking so much shit.
Talking so much shit.
See, we did it again. Like that was before I arrived at original 2-0. And then we did it again back in like November probably.
Yeah, a few months ago,
and,
a few months after that, yeah.
And it was like best of 3, and we chose Hagerstown because what else are we going to choose? Like Hagerstown, on the map stats that I've compiled, we are I think 21-1 on Hagerstown. So like it's like obviously we're going to play Hagerstown. And then of course they chose Cooks in return. And then like the decider was I forget like Nico or something. Like
it was it was Nicodemus I think.
And fucking on Hagerstown we beat them while still on engaged.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
and then Cooks, it came down to like final push versus last stand, and then I think Nicodemus was like, I wasn't there that night, but I think it was like the biggest blowout we've ever had on Nicodemus. Like,
Nicodemus was incredible because my strat for that map was go left, and as they came left, I said, okay, now dart to the center and cap point, and that's what we did. And then they refused to come down to meet us. We just sat there. There already was missing, and then we just sat there and strong arm point until we won. It was ridiculous. We did the second core. We did the first Texas. It was a lot of fun. It felt really nice.
I think that Nico's like I said, it was my favorite map. But like beating a unit after they like challenge you is really fun. The last like actual 1v1 that we got challenged to was with 5th Corps.
Oh,
And
yeah?
5th Corps, I was listening to podcasts, you guys forgot to mention them. They are probably the biggest Union unit. They come to
Oh,
like
really?
2 events. Yeah. They bring
Yeah, they
about
never
like,
show
they
up.
usually they bring about 70
Holy shit.
usually.
And when they do show up, they always do a 1v1 versus AB, so you never fucking see it.
they plan their events like separately. So it's like really weird. So I'm just like, okay. They're just like sitting in coordination with like AB every Sunday,
Yeah.
like on their own, just not coming to the regular coordination. But we played them. They didn't understand the concept of. So every time that we like to do a challenge 1v1, what we do is we pick a map and we play that map as both Union and Confederate for the first 2 maps or whatever. And then we pick a tiebreaker if we need a tiebreaker, which will be like another even map, not Dunker Church, but something even more even than that. We beat them. We 2-0'd them on Dunker Church on both, and they just didn't understand the cap points. And that felt really good because I was like, wow, I feel like a nerd because I know every single cap point of every single map. Because like to win, I just pulled 2nd Delaware over the nipple, and I like was like, all right, guys, go to the cap point, and then I was like, just past that broken fence post, guys, stand right there. So they'd stand right there for a second, and we go back to the nipple for cover, and then we go back up and over.
Yeah.
And so the green field when they lost as Union, the green field with the straight fences, and then you have the road. That straight fence is not point.
Yeah, no.
Or on the road is point.
People try and sit there all the time, and you have to go up and over to actually.
And they lost. So it's me screaming. I have a video of it. It's just me screaming in the center of the road. Everybody, run around the point! And I'm screaming at people who are up and overing on the straight fence and trying to kill Union guys. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That is not the point! And I get so upset when people don't know.
I remember a fucking Colquitt's defense map on an EU night, and I was leading for some reason. I think Mikkel wasn't on, and we were playing EU, and we're sitting on point. There's like 3 minutes left, and we're like half capped, and I'm like, we're so close. They're like pouring reinforcements into it, and I look back and I see all of the other Union units sitting on the low stone wall. And I just run over there and go like, you fucking idiots! That's not point! Get over the fucking stone wall! And they're all like, no, this is point. I'm like, do you see that point going up right now?
Oh, actually, part of it is point. I think I'm thinking of Reno.
Yeah,
Colquitt's, Colquitt's is fucked.
Reno's all of the wall is point because Reno's is the side of a fucking football field for point.
Colquitt's point is now the point cap. Where the point says it is.
Yeah, is now actually what it is.
That's
yeah,
where it is. So to cap it, I just run everybody around the center like chickens. Let's go. Run your guys around. Yeah, so
in like a circle.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing recently is like just going in there to like stop the point cap or start the point cap is just go in there and run everybody around like chickens with a bunch of grugs.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
I still remember like a couple months back, it was like I think one of the first videos I posted on my channel of War of Rights, and we played against RedFxd Corps, and I remember they were about to fucking cap. We would have lost if they capped it, I think. I'm not sure what state we were at. I think it was just one of those points where we were like, okay, if they cap now, we're probably going to lose the game because like we were down on tickets already and like we were just in a bad shape. And the point got to like this much left of it being capped. Like it was literally the closest I've ever seen it to be capped. And Ninth New York got on point at that exact moment and stopped it with like maybe 1/10 of a second before the point capped. And I was like, holy shit, that could not have been timed any better. And that was a total accident. I just ran over there.
These tier lists really making the community go wild. So,
oh my god, yeah.
So so you have LaBelle's Coalition, and then you have your video popularized it again, and your tier list started it, but LaBelle posted another one.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
He started the meme again. He's the one who started it again. So he started it the first time. With all that controversy.
That was so fucking funny.
Oh,
the first time. Oh my god, that was so good.
Everybody freaked out. So if you are listening to the show and you never played War of Rights before, I don't know why you're listening to the show right now.
We're not that interesting yet.
Give a quick rundown of what happened. So there's this guy, LaBelle, in the community. who posted the tier list, like the memes, like the S tier, blah blah blah. If you don't know what the fuck that is, you're probably stupid. So he posts that. He puts all these War of Rights gaming clans, regiments, and a tier list, and he put a bunch of like big ones in really shitty lists just to piss everybody off. He pretended like he didn't make the list. He was like, I don't know who made this. I wonder who made it. And I was fine with it because he put First Delaware in S tier.
Yeah, he put Ninth Corps in S tier too.
Yeah, he made a commander one too.
I remember that.
In like S tier as well. I was like, all right, that works with me. But everyone in the comments just getting pissed because everybody takes their War of Rights clan so seriously.
So serious.
They will get really upset if you get upset at them. And I'll admit I'm guilty of it too because the guy posted that Delaware was the worst ally they've ever had. And I was just like, when did we drop out of matches? And I figured out that it was a holiday weekend early May or something like that. And we brought like 15 guys. And then after this first match, like 8 people dropped. And they all fucking left, and there was like maybe like 4 or 5 guys left in the match. So he claimed that First Delaware left, and I was like, okay, I guess so. But so, anyways, point is that gaming clans get really defensive about their gaming clan because they want to be the best gaming clan because everybody thinks that they're the best of the game. Which
and they're all wrong because IX Core is the best.
Well, they're
100%.
Because you guys are the worst and we're the best. So it's just like it doesn't make any. It's just. There's no middle ground. You can't make a unbiased review of here's my tier list. Red instantaneously put Clark's Battery at F tier and then
easily
put 9th New York and 51st PA. Flop those. Okay, Bad's listening to this.
I mean, all I'm saying is Clark's team kills entire regiments. New York has never.
Dude, we got wiped by Clark's plenty of times.
Oh my god, it's so funny. You guys would have lost Pry House without them though, because they really
easily, yeah.
I mean, they can be our best asset and our worst fucking enemy. I remember playing Graveyard like a month or 2 back against like First Texas and WD, and they're charging in on point. And artillery's sitting there waiting to fire, and they fire a canister shot and wipe the entire 9th New York line and get banned instantly. Just insta-ban. And I was like, okay, Vlad's gone. Could someone else take this gun? They grab the gun. They do the same fucking thing again, and another one of them gets banned.
So, with these tier lists, you now have a series of anti-tier lists coming out. And it's like things like, guys, here's my tier list. It's like the Drake meme, where it's like Drake going and then but it's set up into like 4 squares that have Drake in it. He's like, hey guys, here's my tier list, and then the next thing is like, how about a cup of shut the fuck up, like a fucking
oh my god,
meme.
so
looking at that, it's fucking cringe. It's so cringe, and it's got 64 upvotes. I just want to say, I thought that my tier list was very funny. Because so I have First Hawaii in S tier. I have FA 19th Indiana S tier.
Oh yeah.
Carolina Army, who hasn't existed in over a year, at S tier. I have 12th Corps. I don't know who that is at S tier. I have Coco, not a regiment. I made this so people wouldn't think it was real. I put War of Rights, Reg and Officer tier list. So it's like both. So I put Formless Nut at B tier. 23rd Ohio, which was the one that Apollo restarted or whatever, for a little bit and just crashed and burned. I put Slavery down at F tier, which, if you guys didn't know, is not a War of Rights regiment. Slavery is not. First MEU is an armor regiment, put them at F tier. So I put all these Skyline Chili, which I hate, because this one girl my freshman year of college made a Skyline Chili night, and I didn't like that girl. So I hate Skyline Chili. Okay. So it's just these really jokey things, but there's people in the comments that just take it so seriously. Like, how did you put TNA above everybody else? I'm like, well.
Or what? People are like, what basis are you using to rate these units? Are you using them based off performance or community?
Yeah.
Fucking-
we gotta use the new discussion for the community.
Oh my god! On your
community database. That's the only way we can know for sure.
Yes.
Your YouTube video read with a guy commented on it, and he was like, "Well, I just want to know what you're running off of." I was just like, he's running off of diarrhea and poop. That's how he's understanding it right now. He's not putting it in any specific form.
Yeah,
I know that I finally made it as a member of this community because the memes that make fun of IX Core now
Include you now?
include me in my name, and I'm
God.
like, yes, finally I can be called a femboy with the rest of Ninth
So-
Corps. It's
That's so
brilliant.
good.
Wow.
That's a good topic too. Is Ninth Corps getting clowned on?
all
the
right,
community
look,
space.
man, it is so fucking, it's so fucking ridiculous, dude. It came out of left fucking field. I was in the event Discord, and I just saw on June 1st fucking paper at everybody like 3 fucking times with like these 2 awful like these 2 videos of like a pride thing with like IX Core slapped on in black text.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't even
It didn't
funny.
make any
It wasn't
sense.
creative, you know what I mean? And
I
then
thought
I
it was
banned
funny
him.
because the context. I thought it
Yeah,
was
the
funny 'cause
context is funny, right?
But the meme itself is not creative at all.
Yeah, and I just didn't laugh at the meme. I thought it was funny that like, you know, I get it, you know, we're gay, whatever the fuck. Yeah, and then I banned Paper, and then fucking Coco, he reposted it and was like,
God.
I have to post it for the entire community to see. It's admin abuse, bitch.
Yeah, just kick Coco next time.
Fucking admin abuse. Get out of
Do you
here.
think you have any rights? Red's the only one
Well,
with
it's like
rights.
Yeah, what?
dude. Who was it? It was Scoins. He was like someone posted the It was like it said IX Core, and then it had like the gay orgy from South Park on there.
Oh yeah.
And that one I thought was pretty funny.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
So Scoins was like, "Should I delete this?" And I was like, "Doesn't sound like Scoins at all."
Yeah, close enough.
He was like, "Should I delete this?" And I was like, "Just let Red delete it or not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to delete in there anymore." So I'm just like, just let Red deal with it. He's like, "Okay." And that initial meme, I thought it was kind of funny, but I was like, it's a little bit homophobic for my taste. And no,
It's
I'm not
had.
one to say, even though I'm bi, it's like I'm not one to like judge homophobic, I guess, because of the things that I say.
Yeah.
But oh my god, my dad keeps fucking calling me. Stop calling me. I will send you a picture of my record player later. He wants me to send a picture of the preamp. I'm on a podcast right now.
Yeah, that's why I texted my family too, so they
Right
don't.
now.
Yeah.
I'll get back to
And my family just doesn't want to talk to me, so I never had to make any any excuses.
Sad Zoom. Sad Zoom.
That's
So what was I saying? So yeah, the meme I thought was like a little bit slightly too far because it's just
Yeah.
a video of gay people and it just has like your name on it. I'm like, one, that's not funny
Yeah,
because
but
like there's no creative value out of that. You're literally just putting names on gay people.
Yeah, literally.
I was like, well, it seems like you're an incel. That's your joke, is that you've never seen a gay person before.
It
so
was
that's what it
it's
seemed
so
like.
stupid.
But the South Park one was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like the South Park one. That you know
So
that
the
took a
South
little
Park
bit more
one
effort.
was solid. Yeah, because it moved. The
Exactly.
name.
They had to track it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's
So
a
I
little bit
thought
more
that was
effort.
funnier.
Yeah.
But war rights community memes are hit or miss.
Super.
usually
Tier
miss.
list,
Usually
usually
miss.
miss.
Because a lot of them just try way too hard to be like edgy. You know what I mean? Or like they just try really hard to be funny. And that's like the biggest problem. You know what I mean? It's like it's just annoying. I like the.
It's like First Texas's community is just all inwards and
Oh
stuff
my
like
god, it's just full of inbreds, man. Who are just like the N word is funny. That's it.
They're like N-word funny. Haha, look at me say N-word, and then it's to a point where it's like unironically racist.
Yeah, no, they are. The amount of times
It's just Sarah's leading a bunch of unironically
Racist
like,
dudes,
racist
yeah.
privates in there. Just like I looked in their politics channel, it's just like really bad.
it just straight up is just actual racism in there,
So
and
this
it's just
this
like,
video is why we get ostracized from the war of rights community because we're just shitting on everybody.
oh, it's
But-
okay. Everybody does this just behind closed doors, so we're just making it more
Well,
public.
no,
It's fine.
I never, dude. I'll tell people that there's shit to their face.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
it's more fun that way. So I would like it published out there. PB, I don't like
course.
you. Everyone else you have no issue with. PB, you beat EU second core on River Crossing, which is, I will say, not an accomplishment. So, I'm kidding, EU second core. I joke.
On that note, which War Right community are you? Those are funny. I like those actually.
Which War of Rights community? Oh, the racist one.
The fucking the racist one.
That was funny.
That was funny. Where it's just everybody's just fucking racist.
For people who don't know, there's if you guys are on TikTok, there's a meme where it's like, which automobile are you, or whichever something are you, or you're the cool guy, the Fortnite burger, the Fortnite lover, and then there's like the racist, and then someone made a meme, and it's just all the War of Rights communities, including First Stellar, where it's just like the racist, the racist, the racist, and the last one's the femboy, and it's ninth core. That's a quality one.
I really do appreciate it.
Been getting shit on because it's all because of your bastardization of becoming furries.
It is
only
only
because of Drake.
Yeah, it is only because of Drake that we're known as furries now.
I mean, there's some others. There
are a few others.
That's the magic thing, though, is that there are others, but nobody knows the others. It's only Drache that they like reference.
Yeah.
Poor Drache. And it's just so funny. It's just so funny. That, like,
Red, you are the only person in the entire core who calls him Drache. Everyone else calls him Drake.
Yeah,
Drache, man. That's it. Drache.
I've told. So I will say that I have been a big pusher of furry core ever since the beginning of time. Ever since the beginning of, I don't know who made furry core, but ever since the beginning, it's always been charging out furry core. My guys know ninth core is furry core.
I think Saris. I think First Texas created furry core.
Yeah. So furry core, definitely. That was a big proponent of furry core, so I will say I had a big part in it. I have no regrets.
That's okay. That's okay, boss.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been like, Red's the only normal guy in the group. They have like 4 normal dudes. I was like, yeah, it's Prattley, Red, and who is it? Who's the other guy?
Fucking like
Hawkeye, Scoins.
Hawkeye, that's who. Yeah, Hawkeye and Scoins.
Hawkeye is just a dude, man. He's an orange.
Hawkeye's just a dude, bro. Hawkeye's just a dude, bro. I was like, yeah, don't worry about those guys, but everybody else is just furries. Everybody else.
There's a reason why Hawkeye has a role specially for him in this,
it's called Chad.
which is Chad.
Yeah,
he's just a dude, bro, that goes walking around Antietam and drinks beer.
Did you?
Yeah, I mean, literally every fucking post is him being like, I'm just walking my dog, or I'm just having a beer, or
I'm at a brewery.
I'm at Antietam.
Yeah, dude. During an event one night, he, Preacher, he like called Preacher on Discord and just like showed him around Antietam on his phone for an entire event. He gave him a tour during an actual event, middle of the event. Preacher's like, I'm in an event. He's like, okay, and just starts touring Antietam with him.
Hawkeye's such a sweet little 40-year-old Chad.
Oh, I love Hawkeye. He's great.
So cute.
For the Antietam and Gettysburg meetup, he actually got like an extra hotel room for people who couldn't afford one.
Yeah.
Like a collective hotel room. He's super cool.
Yeah, he's sick. But yeah, so we've gone over tier list. Did we go over the update on air?
Kind of. Generally, it's just a mess. Kind of cool stuff though. I mean, you can't push people anymore out of line by running into them, so that's kind of cool.
But I kind of like that there was momentum. Honestly, it meant you had to have some degree of fucking control instead of just like slamming your body everywhere.
Exactly, but like
lines without killing people anymore.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird now with charging, because now you can actually create a stone wall, and like, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now finally the units units who commit to doing spear wall still for some reason can now actually spear wall successfully.
Exactly. Or the other cool thing is actually like you can shoot through people at close range now, because I think we've all seen, like, if you're right in front of people, you shoot through them.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So like what I love to do is like to wait during a charge. Like if we're getting charged, I like to wait with a volley and volley them as they come in. But what happens every time is like half the shots go through people because they're too close. So I'm excited to see what happens now in charging in general with like.
It's gonna change up the meta a lot. It's
gonna
make it really defender bias for one.
Oh, big time, because like, you just can't run through people anymore. You know what I mean?
So now all you have to do is form a double line, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Shit,
scroll
how are
in.
we meant to counter curl anymore?
Dude,
Now you can't.
oh what, dude? That's so. I think that's kind of stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Well, I mean, in fairness, I'd say like most of the time, I don't know if this is accurate actually. I would say the attackers tend to have a slight advantage on a charge, assuming they don't get hit with a massive fucking volley as they're about to hit. Like if you're just going into melee, the people who are attacking are probably going to win the melee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like, I guess having those things will make it a little more even, but at the same time, like some maps, especially like fucking Nicodemus, where there's CSA have carbines and pistols, like as Union, it's now like it's already pretty impossible to charge them if they're sitting on that stone wall with pistols. It's now going to be fucking impossible if they can also shoot you at point blank range.
God.
It's gonna be really annoying, man. Really, really annoying.
Can't wait for BCOFF to come out.
I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it.
I'm excited for Conquest mode, and I've seen Siege mode.
The map.
I still haven't played BCOFF. I never got
I have
on the
not.
alpha.
I forgot to get a key.
Didn't I
Cirrus
give you a
offered me
key?
It was like being offered around IX Core, I know, and then I just kind of like was like, I already play War of Rights a ton. Do I really want to like get into another game and like can just wait till it comes out?
I have like available keys. I can just.
You still have keys?
I have like 3. Yeah, I have 3
Give
more.
one to me. I need.
All right, give one to me. I'll give it a go.
I need one. So give me one after this podcast is over.
Yeah. They're like it's like a sign up link to get added to their list of people who get it at the beginning of their next like period, which is like what, every like 2 weeks or something, or like every month. So I'll just send you that. No, like
I think they've held off until beta comes out.
Yeah.
So.
And that shouldn't be too long. It's like almost done from what I played.
Dude, the game's solid. The game is solid.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like with that.
I mean, that's honestly the big thing that War of Rights is missing is any like customizability to make it like more replayable. Is like you're gonna like at this point, the game's been going for like 4 years of just playing the same maps over and over again with the same meta. Like
what I'm like.
Yeah, it's a sticking point for the game. Like I love the maps, I enjoy playing them. Like I enjoy playing the game a lot, but like at a certain point, you're like, there's only so many times I can play these same 30 maps.
That's the biggest issue.
You know what I mean?
I do like the gameplay of War of Rights. However, not enough to the point where I won't try out BCOFF and I won't get my regiment into it. It's like the biggest issue with War of Rights is that constant non-replayability. You can't play new maps. You're not making new maps ever. It's like, though the graphics are a lot of bit worse in BCOFF, it's a different style game completely. It's more like hold fast.
Yeah,
it's still got so many good features in comparison.
Because the graphics are simpler, you can do way more. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's a great thing.
That's what War of Rights has going for it, is the pure like cinematic value. Like,
I mean, if
there is no game I've ever played that has the same cinematic value as when you're in a massive charge across the field with like artillery shells blowing up around you and a volley coming in from the enemy, and you're like, holy shit, this game looks good.
Yeah. And if you ask anybody in the community, between Battlecry Freedom, War of Rights, which one would they rather play? A lot of people who like we've asked in Ninth Corps at least, and even outside of it, they'll say like Battlecry Freedom for like gameplay and like for just like continuity. But War of Rights usually wins purely off of graphics and because it looks really pretty. And I get it, but.
And like that's a lot of what, like, for me at least, like a large part of gaming is like that aspect of like the cinematic and
the immersion,
being able to be like immersed and be like, wow, this feels so like real, feels so good. Like,
so games like Squad are fun, Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
And if Battlecry Freedom adds some cool shaders to make their game look a little bit prettier, that'd be cool.
It's still an alpha, so it's like remember how War of Rights looked in the early stages of alpha.
Oh yeah,
it looked just about like BCOFF.
And
it
still does look like that when you put your graphics on low.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's a bit nostalgic putting graphics on those settings.
Because you know what all it is when you increase your graphics is it's just adding more like polygons to the models and shit. And like adding different like shading and text, like shader packs, basically, like in Minecraft. You know what I mean?
It's one of the most unsettling things when someone posts a screenshot in War of Rights.
It's like
and I look at the ground, and it's just the ground is just brown. There's nothing on it. It's just a solid surface of brown with like a shitty hexagonal like guy standing on top of it.
Yeah.
With the way that Civil War Holdfast, BCOFF, looks right now, at least in the videos that I've seen, people have said that it's improved, but they're under NDA, so they can't like discuss more about what it's like now. But it looks amazing right now. It looks about like Holdfast graphics, but with the style of the game, I could see it looking. You guys know BioShock Infinite?
Yeah.
With the way the characters look, I see it looking something like BioShock Infinite. If you add shaders and stuff like that, that's probably what it would look like.
I can definitely see that.
The style of the game.
Yeah.
Is like that's probably the best that the graphics can get, and I'd be okay with that because I think that BioShock Infinite looks great.
I mean, dude, if
And like
people...
it's sorry, go ahead, Red.
No, you go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the thing with War of Rights and the replayability is, like, a lot of the replayability comes from things that the community have come up with. Like, Blue and Grey has obviously kind of died now, but, like, for a little while, like, that changed up the meta on some maps a little bit and gave us a different thing. Like, I know I was talking to you, Bus, about doing, like, this capture the flag game mode, like, line battles, like, all that shit. And it's just, I wish the devs would talk to us and be like, hey, what are the things that you have done outside of just regular events that you've enjoyed? Because like if they put in some of those modes, they would be fun as fuck if they were actually implemented properly and balanced for that mode. And I don't think it would take that much work just to be like, okay, points turned off and it's just going to calculate who wins based on, kills or anything like that.
Or like a line battle mode in which, like, if you're out of bounds, like if you're out of line or something, it gives you like a timer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just put it like stuff. They've already got that with Picket Patrol.
Yeah,
like,
or with
Picket Patrol, they already
know?
have an out of line time.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite favorite game modes that's been made that's actually like really solid and actually a great game mode with great objectives is POW. And that was a third. They stopped doing the events right now because there's been no admins to run them. We're gonna start it back up again. But on Thursdays, we let the NCOs lead because we don't do picket. But like it's kind of like capture the flag, but the prisoner stays inside a shed on a certain map or something like that. He stays inside a building, and the Union or the attacker has to get the defender down to taking losses. Once they get down to taking losses, or in the last 5 minutes, they can go grab the prisoner and bring the prisoner back to their deployment. And once they bring their prisoner back to the deployment, that's how they win the round. And that's always been really solid because the point is the prisoner. There's two prisoners, and the defenders still have a chance to win after you get the prisoners out. You can kill them. You just kill the prisoners if they escape with the Union. And I've always thought that was a really it's a great idea, and it was executed pretty brilliantly. It got a little bit stale, but that's just because we've been playing it for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean that's actually, so I sent I know I've been talking to Coco about like this campaign thing that I pitched ages ago, and like I've actually changed the rules a massive amount from what it originally looked like, because I was like, the original version assumed that there were going to be at least 3 regiments on each side, and like I don't think we're going to get the numbers to do that with the amount of different like bullshit stuff there is. So I kind of like revamped it, but like one of the things I included as like optional rules is like we can do like some different game mode, like when you're marching between battlegrounds, like do like an ambush game mode, do capture the flag, do prisoner release, like anything like that, just to like change it up and be like, okay, this is a campaign, and like, oh, I'm marching from position A to position B, maybe the defender gets to ambush me on the way there, and like just like change it up a little bit and feel like it's more of a connected thing,
Yeah, just expanding on what we have is really the only thing we can do with War of Rights, which is like super unfortunate. And I think that's like the biggest complaint with the game is that it just gets stale really quickly, even with all the game modes that we create as a community. And then, that's also why I've always said the community is the game. You know what I mean? It is War of Rights, because without, like groups of people creating game modes and like doing shit, where would the game be? Probably at the bottom of the early access list on Steam. You know what I mean? Because,
and the thing is, what I look at as well is like Halo, for example. Like Halo had like a similar community. Obviously, they had more replayability in terms of like campaign and like all these different things. But like Halo had a community that did like lots of custom game modes with their Forge mode, so they leaned into that. As later releases came in, they leaned into it, made more tools, made it more possible to make these modes. I mean, hell, like fucking Griffball on Halo was made by a community, and then they made it an official game mode. Like that sort of like leaning into it. Like it means that those game modes actually become like legitimate, and B, it makes the community want to stick around because they feel like they're being heard and they feel like they're actually involved in the making of the game to some degree.
And that's my... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I think we're on the same shit anyway.
That's my issue with the devs.
Yeah.
Is I feel we are the ones who have kept this community alive. It's all the big regiments are the ones who kept this unity, like this whole thing alive. And we've told them time and time again, we said, hey guys, BCOFF's coming up. There's a lot of regiments that are going to be up and going to BCOFF if you guys don't get your shit together. And I feel like we're just not respected at all by the devs, and which sucks because we're not informed at what's going on. We weren't informed, like updated. We weren't being updated on they're going to take artillery out on the public test branch. Yeah. Who knows what they're going to do whenever they release the actual update. We're not being updated on these things. And I feel like as a community, we're not being respected. And they're focusing more on pub games and stuff like that.
I know,
and we're the community. There's one pub game. There's one fucking pub game.
There's always one pub game. Maybe one and a half. Like maybe one and a half.
Saturdays and Sundays, we get what, 6 or 7 full fucking servers. 6 or 7's pushing it, but like 5 full servers and a couple of smaller ones.
I mean, on Sunday nights, about 6 or 7 fools. On Sunday nights, I mean, you look at the numbers when we're putting in numbers in there, it's like 300 people aside. There's like 300 guys on each team showing up.
Literally.
And that's like, you look at the active numbers in like the Steam list, like the total number of players who are playing is like 1,000. We're making up like 2/3 of the total number of players. And realistically, the other people wouldn't play if it wasn't for the fact that when you go in a pub game, over half the people are in regiments already. They're just messing around in pubs.
Yeah, and it's just super unfortunate, you know what I mean? Like the fact that the dev team just kind of sees us as like, just not really like legit, you know what I mean? Just like not like legit pillars of the game, if that makes sense. They see us as more just like, as funny as it is to say it, they see us like a bunch of little kids, you know what I mean? Who play their game, but it's like
don't know any better. That don't know any better, and every time that we bring up a criticism of their game, they're just like, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't understand the development process.
It doesn't make any sense to me because games like Rainbow Six Siege are run by their community.
Yeah.
And when they get feedback of like terrible operators and stuff like that, that's what the devs work on. Games like that and CS:GO a little bit different. Rainbow's not a great example, but Rainbow's still an example of the devs communicating with their community.
They had the health update that was literally only with community things that they wanted to address. We asked for artillery for 2 years, and like I get it.
They are a small development team.
Exactly.
You do have to cut them some degree of slack. They're like a smaller team, and like that's going to mean that things take longer. But like the big one that I look at is when they finally fixed Picket Patrol. Picket Patrol was broken for what, like 4 months, 5 months?
It's not that hard to fix.
And they didn't say anything about it. And then when they did fix it, they said, oh, we actually went and looked at Picket Patrol, and it was just a really simple thing where it was using an old code. It's like, so basically what you're saying is we've been complaining for 5 months, and you just now looked at it and realized it took you 10 minutes to fix, basically.
It was like something super simple.
They said that they work on this game every single day. They're like, oh, we work on this game every single day. And I'm like, then you should, even though you're a small development team, that's fine. You should be looking at what your community that's keeping your game alive, that is literally keeping your game alive. They're on the thread of death right now.
Dude.
And we're the only lifeline that they have. If our community did not play, there would be nothing. If Ninth Corps wasn't in the game, if Union 2 Corps wasn't in the game, if 5th Corps, hell, if it was just 5th Corps and CSA 2 Corps, that game would die because it's 150 players right there.
Yeah.
The game's just dead. If you don't have these big communities, your game's going to die. And I just feel like they don't respect us at all. And they don't take into account our wants and what we're saying, hey, this is what you guys should implement or try to implement.
And then you also see as well, like the fact is like most of the pub games now happen on Regiment servers, on like privately owned servers that have been opened up. And the reason is because those servers are actually admin to some degrees. Like, you know, the official servers, and we've been saying this for months, they don't get admin. No one does admin on those servers. And we keep saying, well, appoint community people to do admin, and they don't do it. It's like, well, no one's going to play on those servers if there's no admin and it's just full of trolls and nothing you can do about it. And like this system they're implementing with like the
new update,
vote to ban thing is like some way, but it's like, or just have an admin who can fucking ban them instantly instead of having to have 70 people vote for it or whatever.
I really don't know what they were thinking that they're going to do about that when they originally were coming up with like the idea of skirmish mode and like pub servers. I don't know what, and I think it's kind of been a big problem overall with like a lot of people in the dev team is that we don't know what they're thinking. Like there's no actual roadmap because the roadmap that we had, and I think we still have, is outdated. This was the roadmap they had from 2016, before skirmish mode was even a thing. And I don't think anybody really knows what they're planning on doing. And like their priorities seem all out of whack because like, you know, victory screens are cool, but like Pick a Patrol, it's been broken for almost a year now, I think actually.
It does work now, but you still get occasional mass crashes and mass like deaths out of
NCO
line,
still fucks you. NCO still crashes you.
You try and spawn in as NCO and you instant crash.
Yeah, and like or like 4 or 5 games and it's just crashing of the server. Like the entire fucking server goes down, or you know.
That just shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen.
It really shouldn't happen, and it's upsetting to see because this is a game I put 1,000 hours in.
Oh my God, I know.
Because
I mean, I'm closing in on like 500, and I've only been playing for like a fucking year. Like
I've been playing for a little over 2 years now, and it's just like I've sunk so much of my like time into this. I feel like my time has been wasted by these devs, and it just pisses me off because I like this game because it's Antietam. That's my favorite battle, the Civil War. I like the Civil War a lot, but there's just so many other things I could be doing with my life and that I have done with my life. I've stepped away from the game completely for a little while. Like it's like I just let everybody else deal with it.
And like, you know, I think part of why they don't listen to the community that much is from their perspective. They're like, it's early access, so what we need to be working on is the new stuff now instead of listening to what we've already got. And it's like at this point, who fucking knows if you're ever gonna full release it? Like this is the full release. This is the full release of the game. Like what else are you gonna add to it? Like you're gonna add a few things, but like you can add those later. For now, just full release the game. Say it's full released, and just like fucking cope with what you've got going on now and make it better in terms of what you already have. Because like the gameplay itself is solid enough. If you fix some bugs, if you fix like a couple things that we've been asking for, then it's like a decent enough game. You know, it's not blowing the world away, but it's solid.
Yeah,
that's why I'm happy with LaBelle trying to get together the guys that are unhappy with the game and leaving like actual proper reviews, because it's a good thing. Because the review that I left is just a short thing, but it's still serious. And Nate left a really great review of how he felt about the game, and it's just they care about the Steam reviews so much.
Oh, it's a big thing.
That's the only thing that's going to get their attention.
The wallet, man, hits on the wallet.
When we wrote a big thing, exactly. If people see that the thing is like mostly negative for the most recent thing, they're gonna be like, oh, the last update must have been really shitty. And like it sucks because I love this game, and it's probably gonna get less people to buy the game. But it's the only way that the devs are gonna fix the game, and it's gonna make them realize that the community is the thing that drives this.
Yeah,
the community. We have the say. We're the fucking big dogs.
We're gonna unionize.
Dude, we're unionizing War of Rights.
It's like, you know, at the end of the day, they can make the best product like imaginable, but if everyone's already left, it doesn't matter because no one's gonna play it.
Exactly. And what's annoying about the development team, and how they say they don't have like the funds to pay people to be developers, we've had countless volunteers, man. Not even that. We've had countless volunteers in the community offer their services for free. People who have offered to be community mods. People who have offered to, like, full-time programmers who work for big tech companies. One of them was a 9th Corps, offer their services to the dev team. And I think the one guy who actually got hired, they didn't give him anything. And like, it just shows a lot like how tone deaf they are, I feel, and how they just don't see the community as like a valid source of both like like aid and also exactly like you were saying, like, you know, the guys who keep their game alive, which is why, like, you know, I'm all on board for what LaBelle's doing, because I like the dev team at times, but I just, you know, and I sympathize with them being a small team, but I do feel like we're owed a little bit more than, you know, a public test branch every 5 months or 6 months, because it's just, you know, there's just not a lot of transparency, and it's super annoying, and we just don't know what's going on. And why keep pumping hour after hour after hour into a game for things that we were promised that we're just told that weren't promised? Like even something as simple as like customizable people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or even fucking proper working pick a patrol. Once again, things that were promised, or, you know, the big one's the melee thing. How many years have we been told the melee system is a placeholder, and they're working on it? Like, I'm super happy we got Artie. Don't get me wrong. Artie was a great step forward, but melee has been an issue since day one, and something they've
since Artie. So
exactly, dude, it has been. That's right. I completely forgot that it's been a whole year since Artie was dropped, and we've had no updates.
It's been a long fucking time since we had a real thing.
And no updates for melee, and that's like a big thing that everybody wants fixed, is just something to do with melee, just like even a blocking, or like a right click while in melee mode, you know what I mean? But it's not even been touched upon in any of the dev notes or anything. It just shows, like, once again, they just don't really give a fuck, you know, like what we're saying.
I think a big issue is that they can't do it with the engine that they have. It's a shit engine. I think it's CryEngine 3, and CryEngine 4 got released, and they were like, "Oh, I guess we should have waited to make it on CryEngine 4," because the game is so janky. They want cavalry in there, and everyone's obsessing over cavalry. First of all, cavalry looks like it fucking sucks, anyways. Like, if you play War of Rights and you see how the artillery works, with how janky artillery is, and how like every animation is like so weird. How's cavalry gonna work? All the artillery is just quick time events.
Yeah,
and you're gonna make cavalry. That's just it's not gonna come out. I don't think.
I feel like cavalry is gonna be such a letdown. Yeah,
and especially now, because they've already started justifying. They've already started saying, I don't know if cavalry is necessary anymore without the historical mode big maps.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it isn't necessary, but you've basically just like removed another potential thing that would keep
those
people
were
interested.
The two big things, was historical mode,
and
cavalry, and having all three of those things. And I was here for historical mode. That's why I got the fucking
That's
game.
what all the regiments wanted.
All of us
that's
want
what
it.
everyone wants.
That's what we're all here for.
And now
that is like not gonna happen.
Yeah, devs are saying it's
why
like,
am I here?
It's too impossible. We don't really know how it would work.
But it seems like the reason more is that they're like, oh, it's not actually improving on historical stuff. Like, it's not making it more historical. It's like, who fucking cares?
It's a game.
It's gonna make the game better. Like, you've already got historical shit. You've got the historical regiments in there. You know, you've got pretty accurate battlefields. Like, you know, you've got a lot of historical accuracy. Now let us fucking play the game in a game way.
Aspect,
The majority of your community doesn't play in a historical way. No one fights. Not all Antietam. I'm not saying all Antietam was all line battles. It was the early war, so it was still a lot of lines, but there was still a lot of skirmishing and stuff. With Eastwoods was different. Dunkirk.
But it's like a charge every 2 minutes is not the way that they were fighting.
There's
not bayonet
don't
charges.
sit at a tree and worship a stupid horse. You know?
I
get my guys to pray to haunts. It's like that. Like, I've made a cult in the first Delaware and partially in Union 2 Corps, and that just doesn't. That's not historically accurate.
Yeah, and that's something that
video game.
I love.
And
Tyler.
I've become a god emperor to my old company. You know?
Exactly.
It happens.
And I'm the CEO of Dent. You know, like, we're just fucking shit posters at this point in the community. Like, almost everybody who runs a regiment for the most part is just a shit post, and that's a lot of fun. But one thing, but the strict adherence to trying to be historical just takes away a lot of the fun, I feel. Now I love Tyler. He's a good friend of mine. That's something that did frustrate me with him too. And I told him this is, when people would want to join us, it was like, no, it's not historically accurate. But like, it's just more fun having more people with us, and just I get the desire to be historical from the dev and from other people in the community, whatever. But I think it's also important to remember that this is a game at the end of the day, and that people are playing this to have fun, and
like,
to win and be competitive.
The comparison I would give is if the Total War series made games where it could only play out in the way it historically happened. Like, suddenly you're playing as England. You're allowed to fight with France. You're not allowed to take any of their territory. Oh yeah, you wanna go like attack Spain? Nah, that didn't happen historically. You can't do that. Like, you wanna go to Norway? No, you didn't do that. Can't do that. Like, basically it removes the whole game because nothing is fucking historical when you're playing a game, because the whole point of a game is that you're recreating history from your viewpoint.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if they want to be historical, just make a new game mode where it's just like historical. It's just a focus on like line battles and going through each map as you would have in real life, but then keep the other game mode like historical mode, which should just be called sandbox, honestly, or something. Leave that for us to fuck with, like
Conquest
would be fun. You know what I mean?
Conquest.
Yeah, like that's what I keep thinking about. Is like, fucking steal from Battlefield and make a conquest mode. They've done it for years, where you capture a set of points and then the points move further back. You capture those, they move further back.
I think Rush would be really fun.
That's what I'm thinking of. Fucking Rush. Yeah, like Rush in War of Rights would be fucking ideal. That's like literally the campaigns that we play, except in one fucking game instead of
like an hour-long game.
It is such bullshit that they say historical mode is not possible, because they have made Hooker's Push, and on Hooker's Push and on Miller's Cornfield, the Confederates can go all the way back to Dunker Church. Yep. So you just have these arbitrary boundaries.
And you can on Cooks as well.
Dude, you can do the entire first initial part of the day on Antietam entirely on Hooker's Push. Just remove the boundary.
Yeah.
And you can have it. You can have historical mode. Break historical mode, break Antietam up into 3 separate areas. Break it up into Burnside Bridge, break it up into Bloody Lane, and break it up into Miller's Cornfield area.
Exactly, man. It's an easy solution.
It's so easy.
Just remove the boundaries.
And like, like the size of Hooker's Push is already big enough that you kind of need Cav for it to be useful. And then like you add in a bit of Eastwards, add in a bit of Westwards, and then you're like, wow, this is like a big ass fucking map where you could really play it in the way that they originally described historical mode.
I understand them saying, I understand from a stability perspective it might not be stable, but you already have it stable where people can go from the back of Eastwood Skirmish all the way over to Dunker Church.
Yeah.
That's bullshit that you're saying it's not possible, because it is. I see it. I've done it.
And also, it's not that stable anyway. People fucking crash all the time.
Yeah, so it's like, fuck it.
If you already made an awful game, just make it more awful. But with having the ability to
just give us the possibility of having more fun. If we keep crashing and if it's unstable, that's fine. Work on it. But we want at least the option to do it. You know what I mean? Just possible.
If any of the devs are listening to this right now, which I doubt they are, you guys really need to listen to your community, because we're 3 guys, 2 of them from the same area, the same core, and I'm from a completely separate one. But these are the opinions of all of the big leaders except for like Drax. One dude. These are the opinions of the entirety of your community that is keeping your game alive. And if you do not listen to your community, it is going to die, and everyone will go to other games. And I'm not going to say the name of the game, but there's another game that everyone's going to go to.
Battlecry Freedom.
Battlecry Freedom. That everyone will go to. You may think that it's a completely separate game, but it's not. People will still be willing to do anything because the people are here for the Civil War. They love the immersion, but if the leaders of all the regiments bring all their guys over to BCOFF, that's what's going to happen. It's over.
Yeah,
I've drugged so many people into Hell Let Loose. And so many people are playing it. I could totally drag my entire regiment over to Hell Let Loose. It's not going to happen, but it could happen. So these leaders of all these regiments have the say to do so, and it will happen. It will.
And but even between like Ninth Corps and Union Second Corps, it's like 150, 200 dudes overall. Like if you really
200 like active dudes. Like,
it's about
including like the semi-active people, like the people who show up like once a month or something. It's like 300 people.
Yeah, that's we are 2/3 of the Union side, other than Fifth Corps, and then you have all the tiny ones. So it's like you got to listen to the people, because if you don't, then You're just
So,
gonna die.
just to recap quickly, during this podcast, we managed to piss off every single War of Rights regiment, and now we've gone about pissing off the developers of the game. Who
Yeah.
else should we go after? We're on a fucking roll right now. Who
Yeah.
do you guys want to fuck over next? Like, who do you really want pissed at us?
Well, look, I mean, you know, we may have pissed off a couple of the community, you know, but honestly, you know, everyone pisses each other off in this community. It's part of the magic of the War of Rights community. It's always passive aggressive and always a little angry. That's what makes it so great. And the dev team, I think they know that we're all pissed off at them anyway, which makes it even worse. And like, you know, after the letter last summer from the community to the devs, you know, and then they sent us a letter back, which was fun, where they were just like, all right, and that was about it. Yeah, I think they know that, yeah, the community's had enough. And on that same note, I'm gonna go ahead and declare this podcast in support of LaBelle's revolution against Campfire Games. Yeah, I mean, look, we're at an hour 15 now. Great run time. You know, we can, you know, and I think
We'll cover Blake next time, of course.
yeah, we'll cover Blake next podcast.
Yeah,
we keep, you know, running out of time.
The problem is, like, he needs a whole podcast, really, and there's just so many other things to talk about.
There's just a lot.
There's just a lot of material to cover.
Yeah.
I'll give my quick recap. PV, if you're hearing this, I said what I said out of anger, and I do hate you. Braden, Phantom, Stanley, and I think Western Civ, I like you guys. But everybody else in PB, I hate you. Because you keep clowning on my guys, so I'm gonna just completely insult you every time that I get the chance. That being said, join the first Delaware.
My quick shout out is going to be A Company, guys. If you're listening, make sure you go to church. Make sure you worship me some more, because you know, I'm starting to feel like my hold's slipping on you guys a little bit. It seems like you're actually accepting Jakars as your new leader. That's just unacceptable. You know, I'm still your major. I can demote Jakars if I want to. So you better fucking shape up.
You know, and you know, I had a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. And I've been told that I stretched the outro out way too long. And listening over to the past two, I really do. The intro episode, it was a minute, like 2 minutes of me saying goodbye. Yeah. And like every time on the phone, I'm like
saying goodbye to your girlfriend.
Yeah, literally. It's like
no, you hang
weird.
Up.
Yeah. No, but yeah, this is a lot of fun, and we'll continue this conversation next episode. Hopefully with some more juicy drama or news from the community and from elsewhere.
We might even talk about non-War of Rights stuff.
Yeah, no, this episode just filled with
shit.
War of Rights stuff.
This your guys' last episode had some like Japanese stuff and some comic book stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was kind of interesting. I'll admit I skipped past a little bit of it just because I don't watch comic books.
That's fine.
I just watch the War of Rights stuff. But we can expand, man.
Yeah, no, there's so
Red
much
show.
more.
Red, you're running it, man. You run the show, so you put whatever guides are in there, man. You want to
peep the red T-shirt. All right,
yeah.
Look at that. I'm color coded.
So.
No, but yeah, War of Rights is definitely the predominant thing that we usually talk about, and it's fair because there isn't enough War of Rights content at all, and there's definitely plenty of content to get from this game and community especially. And I'm gonna milk it. I'm gonna milk the fuck out of it. So, tier list part 2 coming out within sometime soon. Let's hope that blows up. That blows up too. Okay. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. And thank you, Bus. Thank you, Pratley, for coming out. And I hope to see you guys and maybe some others here next weekend. And for everybody listening, I hope you guys have a great day. If you don't play War of Rights, I get War of Rights.
Is that the message we've given this podcast?
Oh, absolutely.
Get
War of Rights, but leave a negative review. But then also join either 9th Corps or 1st Delaware. And you'll have a bit of a better time. So I think that's it. So goodbye, everybody. Hasta luego. And Zuzu.
Bus did the same thing as me. Shit.
Yeah. Switch it up. Do something different.
I almost did that too. I'm just gonna do that since he did that.
Perfect.
All right.